Hello! Today we're going to be talking about the importance of researching ferrets before buying one. The reason why this is important is because you may actually find out that you're not appropriate for a ferret. So a ferret is not an appropriate pet or member of the family for you. And the reason for this is if you are particularly sensitive to certain smells. Ferrets have a reputation for being a bit stinky, and the more you get, the stinkier they get as well. Sometimes, obviously, you can take precautions to reduce the smell as much as possible, but I find that no matter how many precautions I take to reduce the smell, people, my friends, my family who come and visit us, they always comment on the smell of the ferret. So I'm used to it, so is Doug. We're both used to the ferret smell, but it is noticeable to non-ferret people. So that is one thing that you need to consider, that if you are sensitive to smells or if you don't want people commenting on the smell of your ferrets, then either you might want to look into putting them outside and making sure that you have an appropriate environment outside for them. Or having them in the house and making sure and just putting up with their smell. If you don't like smelly animals, then a ferret is not for you. Their behavior. The ferrets look so cute normally. They're such cute little things, and they've got beautiful little furry faces, and when they look at you, your heart just melts. And and when I first looked at a ferret, I just thought, wow, this is the animal for me. It's gonna sit in my lap and be quiet, and we're gonna be able to cuddle, and it's just going to be perfect. As it turned out, it was completely the opposite. Completely. So it's really important that you know what a ferret behaves like. They're full of energy and always want to know everything and always want to know what's happening over there and then over there and in there and just need to know everything. And that's pretty much a ferret for you. And they go crazy, they steal things, they're just psycho little animals, but they're a lot of fun at the same time. They're hilarious, and a lot of people claim that they're great antidepressants because of the mischief that they get up to. However, an animal that behaves this way is not for anyone. Obviously, if you have small kids, you might want to consider whether a ferret is appropriate for your kids as well, whether the ferret might hurt it or the kids might hurt the ferret. Some ferrets can be a little bit nippy, so you need to make sure that you spend the time to train the ferret as well. So ferrets are very time consuming. They need at least 4 hours a day of playtime, of running around and mental stimulation, because they're very, very intelligent creatures, and so they need to have their mind stimulated. So a lot of time goes into caring for them. A lot of time goes into cleaning their cage and buying their food, making sure that their diet is appropriate. And on the topic of diet, you need to make sure that you research the diet. That ferrets eat meat. They're obligate carnivores, and the only appropriate food for them is meat. Not vegan food, not vegetarian food, not low quality kibble with all kinds of crap in it. It needs to be high quality food. And so you are responsible to make sure that your ferret is as healthy as possible throughout its life, and a high quality diet is absolutely essential for the ferret's health and well-being. So you need to make sure that you research how you're going to feed your ferret. I personally feed my ferrets a whole raw diet, so only raw foods, only raw meats, organs, bones, and all that kind of stuff. But even that is time consuming, getting all the appropriate ingredients. So research what you're going to feed your ferret. Ferrets are expensive, you know, all the small costs, all the food, cleaning stuff, the cat litters or the kitty litters, the ferret litters that you put in your ferret litters in their poop box, all of the hammocks, the toys, equipment, everything does amount to quite a bit, but that's nothing comparing to some of the vet bills when it comes to ferrets. So it's really important that you have enough money to actually keep a ferret. It is part of being a responsible, not only ferret owner, but responsible ferret animal owner in general, just to make sure that you can afford their vet bills when they need you most, when they get sick, when they get injured. Ferrets are prone to diseases and to injuries and stuff like that. So you can expect definitely some major vet visits in a ferret's life, plus yearly checkups and anything else that might come along. So you have to make sure that you're either going to start putting away money on a weekly, monthly, fortnightly basis just for ferret vet bills, or have enough money to get them to the vet when they need it and support them in general, because they're relying on you. They're relying on you. Once you take this member of your family, include it in your family, it's 100% your responsibility to make sure that they're well looked after, well taken care of, and they're healthy and happy. It is your, yes, I'm talking to you, your responsibility entirely. Say hi, Sammy. You're my responsibility, aren't you, boy? Aren't you my little boy? Yes. Yes, you are. You're my responsibility, and I'm gonna look after you for your whole life. Yes. Yes, I am, because I love you so much. I do love you. I love you, little boy. I love you, little boy. Yes, I do. You're so beautiful. So beautiful. Pew! You poofed on me. Gross. They do poof. The poofs are smelly little, like, ferret farts, and they stink. Also, before getting a ferret, find out where you're going to get it from, because there's a lot of dodgy backyard breeders out there that sell baby ferrets that are way too young to be taken away from their mums, and therefore can lead to health complications when they get older, which includes more vet bills, more money out of your pocket. So research where you're going to get them from. I suggest going to a ferret shelter and actually volunteering at the ferret shelter, maybe for a few days, just to see what ferrets are like, so that you can get used to them, and so that you can also learn some valuable information from the people running the ferret shelter as well about ferrets and looking after them. There's so many dodgy backyard breeders out there, and ferret shelters are now swamped with ferrets needing loving homes. So I would suggest definitely going to a ferret shelter and finding a ferret that'll be appropriate to you, and giving a poor little soul a loving forever home, so that it can live a happy, healthy life. Once you get a ferret, you have to keep in mind that you are 100% responsible for them. You need to be a responsible ferret owner. A ferret is for life. And let me repeat that. A ferret is for life. It's not for the summer. It's not for a holiday season. It's not until you get bored with it. A ferret, any animal, once you decide to get a pet, it is for life. Ferrets bond with you and get used to your environment, and therefore, giving it away, taking it to some other place, stresses them out quite a bit. I know that even when we move house with Binksy, every time we move house or something major happened, or like when Bear died, her cage mate, she lost hair off her tail because she was stressing. So it's really important to have a stable environment for them, a stable home, a stable forever home, so that they don't stress. And plus, when you give a ferret or any animal away, you just never know where they're going to end up. Obviously, in some circumstances, people do need to give their ferrets away for various reasons, but it's important to keep in mind that they are a forever pet when you get them. They're not to be given away. You have to keep them for life, and you are responsible for keeping them for life. And you need to commit to them before you get them, that you'll be able to look after them in sickness and in health throughout their whole lives. And this is important. So it includes everything that I've mentioned and more. So that's why it's important to do your research before getting any pet, and to do your research before getting a ferret. I hope you've benefited from this video today. If you have, then give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends or anyone who you feel might need to hear this message as well. It's really important to get it out, because a lot of animals, including ferrets, just are, are bought on a whim because they just look cute and fluffy without even realizing that there's so much more to them. And I know this because I did this myself with my first ferret, and I didn't realize just how much work a ferret is. So luckily I quickly snapped out of that mentality, started researching heaps, just making sure that I can do the best for the ferrets, because whenever I get an animal, I know that it's for life, and I'm not about to, damage it in a way, stress it out, or give it away to someone and not know where it ends up. So I always, whenever I get any animal, I know it's for life. I know that I have to look after it the best that I can, and I know that I'm 100% responsible. So hopefully today's video has helped you out. Make sure that you subscribe to the Ferret-World newsletter on the Ferret-World website, and a link is just below here. Yeah. And in the newsletter, you'll receive a free ferret emergency care book, and also free weekly tips and information and all kinds of good stuff. So make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.